Hello, future engineers, subscribers, viewers, and students. Here is a challenge special 3D equilibrium problem in statics. I hope that through this video, your skills in statics will be enhanced, especially for analyzing problems. So here is the problem. The boom AC rests in a ball and socket joint at A and is held in equilibrium by the cables BE and CD. The load applied at C is P, is here, equal to, this is a vector, negative 900I, then minus 300K, so 900 downward in the negative Y direction, and 300 backward, opposite to the Z direction. Find the tension in CD, is tension here, if D is on the YZ plane, so that's why the X coordinate of this point is 0. And part A, YD is 15 feet, and C sub D is negative 34 feet. So because this is in the negative direction, so we just put 34 feet here. And BYD is 16.5 feet in part B, and G sub D is 34 feet, so there's a little difference. So for the first part, I made it below 16, because the answer for minimum for part C here is 16 comma YD is 16 feet and G sub D is 34.67, negative 34.67 feet. So I used values before and just after the answer so that we can check if the tension is really minimum at those coordinates in part C. What is the minimum tension in CD? Neglect the weight of the boom and cables. So to directly determine the magnitude of the tension in CD, and which I called it T, then we should sum up moments about an axis where all or most of the unknowns will be eliminated, leaving only the tension in CD as the unknown, and that is axis AE, because we have another unknown tension in BE. So we should choose AE as an axis. We sum up moments about that inclined axis AE equals 0 to solve for T directly. So this is the guide equation, static equation, and this is interpreted as summation of position vector R cross the force that lambda of AE. There are two forces here, the tension and this load here in vector form. So the unit vector of AE, which is this axis here, it is up 9, then another up 4, so 13, 9 plus 4 is 13J, then forward 6, so 13J plus 6K divided by the magnitude square root of 13 square plus 6 square, and I just write it 13J plus 6K over square root of 205. Since these two forces are on point C, so we have common position vector from A or any point on the line of action of the axis. It may be A or it may be E, but I choose A. So RAC cross this force P here and this force T. So RAC cross tensile force in vector form, that lambda of axis AE. And the second one for this load here, RAC cross P, that lambda of AE equals 0. Now the direction AC is up 9, to the right 12. So 12I plus 9J. So that's the direction AC. So T also, for simplicity, I just use the force multiplier, because this is already magnitude of the tension divided by distance. So I just use this T, magnitude of T divided by distance, T sub n, that's T sub n, so that we can directly use the direction component. So T is directed to the left 12, that's why you have negative 12i, then backward 34, that's why you have negative 34k, then upward 15, that's why you have positive 15j. We then substitute into that equation. This is the expansion, since the unit vector of AE has this square root of 205, so I just factor it out. And we have for RAC, which is 12i plus 9j, so 1290, copy 12 and 9. Then for the magnitude of, or the components of the tension, we have negative 12 T sub n, positive 15 T sub n, then negative 34 T sub n. Then we have 1 over square root of 5 for the axis, 0, 13, 6. Then copy the elements of the first two columns. Then plus lambda of axis has again 1 over square root of 2, 5 in the denominator. So we have RAC 1290, copy 129. Then components of P, which are negative 900J and negative 300K. So 0I, negative 900J, negative 300K. Copy the first two elements. Then for the axis, lambda of axis A, we have 0I 13, 6. Then divided by square root of 105, we factor out. Then equate to 0 because this is an equation of equilibrium. So take note that 0 over square root of 205 is still 0, so that's why we don't mind that. So 12 times 15 times 6 is 1080 T sub n. Then this is 0, then 0. Then 0, 13 times negative 34 times 12, that's negative, but negative of negative is positive, so that's 5304 T sub n. Then 6 times negative 12 times 9, that's another positive value because negative of negative value is positive, 648. Then quantity T sub n. Then for this product, 12 times negative 900 times 6, that's negative 64,800. Then 9 times negative 300, that's 0, 0, minus 0. This is 0, so this is negative. Negative of negative is positive. So 13 times 300 times 12, but that's positive. 46,800 equate to 0. From here, we can now compute T sub n. 64,800 minus 46,800 to the right, positive, divided by this combined values here. So we get T sub n equals 2.5597 pounds per foot because that's the force multiplier. We then equate it to its definition of T sub n, which is magnitude of the tension divided by distance or direction of that T. So T over, this is the distance, square root of 12 square plus 15 square plus 34 square. From there, we can compute T 99.96 pounds. Then in part B, we have here YD is 15 feet and G sub B negative 34 for part A. Then for part B, YD is 16.5 feet and G sub B is 35 feet. Very close to the coordinates in part A. And let's find out the difference. So still, summation of moments about A equals 0. So we have RAC, same value, 1290, 12.9. T sub n this time is equal to the components negative 12 Tn because YD is now 16.5. This is 16.5. So the Y component of the tension is now 16.5 T sub n. And since in part B, G sub B is 35 feet, negative 35 feet rather, so this is now 35 but negative, so negative 35 of G sub N. Then copy the elements in the first two columns, the rest the same. For the force RAC cross the force, it's the same setup. So again, equate to 0, so don't mind square root of 205. We obtain this product 12 times 16.5 times 6 as 1188. Then 9, that's 0, that's another 0, 0. Then this is positive 13 times negative of 13 times negative 35 times 12, that's positive 5,460. The negative of quantity 6 times negative 12 times 9, that's another positive product, 648. And P sub N, same value as before for P because we have the same equation, equate to 0. This time P sub N is 2.4671 pounds per foot, and this 2.4671 pounds per foot is equated to magnitude of tension divided by direction. So square root of 12 square plus YD, which is now 16.5 square, and G sub D 35 square, negative 35 square, 35 square, that's the same. Solving for TT is now 99.95 pounds, so it's still very close to that. It's a matter of 0.01 pound. So for the next part C, determine the coordinates of D in the YZ plane so that the force in CD will be a minimum. So we expect that the answer would be between the coordinates given in part A and the coordinates given in part B. Then we'll have that on the next slide. So let us continue. Here's the given problem again. This time YD and Z sub D are unknowns, and the condition this time is to find these coordinates such that the tension is now minimum. So remember the principle that for this tension to be minimum, its direction should be perpendicular to the axis AE, so that, remember, minimum tension, and if it is perpendicular to that axis AE, its magnitude, the distance, perpendicular distance is maximum and tension will be minimum for that case. So that's the idea. So the tension, the direction of tension should be perpendicular to the axis of AE. So it should be, because that's axis AE, it should be through C and perpendicular to that axis. So to define an axis perpendicular to the plane containing A, C, and E, so remember that's a triangle, T should be perpendicular to that plane so that the moment arm will be great and T will be minimum. So that's the idea. So remember that we can define a vector perpendicular to the plane of AE, or the plane of AEC, so that your right thumb will be pointing in that direction, also in the same direction to that case. So it should be RAE cross RAC. RAE, your right thumb, your forefinger should be directed there, then curl them towards AC. Your right thumb will be pointing perpendicular to this plane here, up somewhere in that direction. This is almost same direction as T. So let's define that axis vector first. The axis where T should be in that direction also, so that it will be perpendicular to axis AE to minimize T. So it is also perpendicular to the plane of a triangle AEC. So RAE cross RAC, which is now here. Take note that RAE is 13J, 0 along X, and positive 6K. So 0, 13, 6, 0, 13. While AC is 12I, 9J. So 12, 9, then 0K. Copy the first two elements. Then we have here I, J, K, the unit vectors. Copy I, J also. So computing 13 times 0 is 0I. Then minus 9 times 6, so we have negative 54I. So it's correct because that direction should be in that direction where it is in the negative x direction. Then for j, 6 times 12j, 72j minus 0. So that's also correct because it is in the upward direction. Then the perpendicular to this plane should be in that upward direction. Then for k, 0 minus 12 times 13, that's negative 156k. That's also correct because the perpendicular to the plane AEC should be in the negative z direction, just like this t here. And remember that the values I used were very close to the answer, so that t is indeed perpendicular to the plane and almost the same of these answers here. Same answers as this, or same values of this. So again, t is expressed in terms of the force multiplier, and t is in this direction, therefore t is force multiplier t sub n times that direction, because this is now the direction where t is directed to, so that it is perpendicular to the plane AEC. To maximize the distance of that tension so that it will be perpendicular to AE, and to minimize t. So that's the objective. So this is now t. Summation moment about AE equals 0. Then remember, this is R AC cross t. So that lambda of axis AE. So it's the same for lambda of axis AE. And RAC is the same. This time, the tension, components of tension will be negative 54 Tm, positive 72 Tm, and negative 156 Tm. We copy the first two elements. So we have here unit vector, then same P. So we have to multiply 12, 72, and 6 in terms of Tm, that's 5184. Then 0, 0, and minus 0. This is positive. 13 times 156 times 12, that is 24,336 T sub n. Then 6 times, that's also positive. 6 times negative of 6 times 84 times 9, that's positive 2916 quantity T sub n. For this product, it's the same. Don't mind square root of 205 again, because when we cross multiply, 0 times square root of 205 is still 0. So simplifying, we can now compute T sub n, which is 0.55494 pound per foot. So notice that this is less than the preceding answers of 2 point something. So that means that the tension force is now minimum. So substitute into this formula here. So T in vector form 0.55494, quantity negative 54I plus 72J minus 156K. So the tension in vector form is negative 29.967I plus 39.956J minus 86.57K. So take note that X should be negative, Y should be positive, and Z component is negative in the backward direction. So the minimum tension, therefore, is the magnitude of this component. So square root of 29.967 squared plus 39.956 squared plus 86.571 squared. So it is 99.945 pounds. So this is lesser than the answers before, 99.96 and 99.95, showing that this is indeed the minimum and the coordinates YD and ZD should be very close to the represented values in parts A and B. So also the tension is equal to magnitude, which is 99.945, the actual position vector of T, or the actual vector form of T, the direction negative 12I, then positive YDJ, because we do not know that yet, then negative G sub D, or positive, I'll just call it G sub DK, but G sub D is expected negative. So divided by distance, which is square root of 12 square plus YD square plus G sub D square. Then the X component of tension is negative 29.967. We equate that to the X component of this tension also, but in vector form, which is 99.945 times negative 12 over this distance here. So 99.945 times negative 12 divided by negative 29.967, then square it. So this is now 144 plus YD square plus G sub D square. The square of quantity 99.945 times negative 12 over negative 29.967 is 1601.76. Simplifying this equation, we have YD square plus G sub D square equals 1601.76 minus 144, and that is 1457.76. Call that equation 1. We then equate the Y component of force, which is tension force, which is 39.956, to the Y component in this form, 99.945 times YD over distance. This is square to 144 plus YD square plus G sub D square. Again, 99.945 YD over 39.956. Then quantity square, so that this will be it squared. Then cross multiply, 144 plus YD square plus G sub D square equals 6.2569 YD square. Again, that's 99.945 YD over 39.956, then quantity square. Simplifying, combining like terms, so 6.2569 minus 1 YD square is 5.2569 YD square, then minus G sub D square equals 144, equation 2. So we can now compute YD if we add equations 1 and equation 2 to eliminate G sub D square. So YD square plus 5.269 YD square is 6.2569 YD square, then 1457.76 plus 144 is 1601.76. We can now compute YD. YD is square root of 1601.76 over 6.2569. Since we expect YD to be positive, this is plus minus 16, but the answer is positive 16 feet. That's YD. We then substitute into equation 1 the value of YD to solve for G sub D. 16 square plus G sub D square equals 1457.76. Then G sub D is square root of quantity 1457.76 minus 16 square plus minus, but we drop the plus because we expect that G sub D should be negative, and that is negative 34.67 feet. We then use the Z component to check if these coordinates are really correct. So the Z component is negative 86.571, then it is equal to 99.945 times G sub D, which we have computed, negative 34.667 to be accurate. So I just use negative 34.667 divided by square root of 144 plus 16 square YD, then plus G sub D, negative 34.667 square, and it checks. So that means these answers are correct. So that's it for this lengthy video.